Here we go. Game number 3 between Happy and Lynn. Lynn delivered us a pretty quick double 10-minute game, roughly, with a 2-0 lead in this best of 5. And this is game number 3 on a golden oldie, one of my favorite maps of all time, Lost Temple. Wow. And the positioning is, maybe my rather oversized Chad shoulders are covering this a bit. Let's move this. The positioning is south side in the yellow, Lynn as orc, and on the left side in the blue, south and left. Yeah, that makes sense. That's very consistent. On the left side in the blue is Happy. So if I'm going by old Lost Temple standards, this is an advantageous position for Happy because he has a direct attack angle on Lynn's expansion, but his own expansion curves away from where Lynn is. So Lost Temple is certainly not a very balanced map, but perfect balance is unattainable in games anyway. This is just a slightly more extreme imbalance. I see Lynn messing around a bit with his peons. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but he was trying to do 4 peon micro, but then his peon popped out on the wrong side here, and for a very small time he had only 2 peons in the gold mine. Normally Orc gathers more than Undead, but I'm gonna think he's behind. Let's see, he's at 11,750 gold. Yeah, it's the same as Undead now. Normally Orc should be a little bit ahead, like 10, 20, 30 gold ahead, so he cost himself some gold. And what's he getting for it? We're seeing an extremely rare by now Blade Master from Lynn. He hasn't been going Blade Master against Undead at all. But perhaps with an eye towards 1, his advantageous score, he's leading with 2-0. And 2, his playing on the Lost Temple map, where there's a healing fountain in the middle. Blade Master goes up a lot in attractiveness. So part of the reason he has less gold as well was a little bit of clever peon reallocation. More peons on lumber and fewer on gold. This allows him to sequence his blade and grunt at the same time, while still having a voodoo launch that's ready for him as blade comes out. This is not possible with a quote-unquote standard build order. You have to go 3 in gold for a short period of time with 2 on lumber to get the required 80 lumber to build both of these at the same time. Meanwhile, Happy, straight creeping his natural expansion, happy to do so, and in fact expanding off the back of it. So in order to properly understand what's happening here, we need to rewind the clock and talk about the past. Because Lost Temple has not been a competitive map for over 10 years. But it was in 2006. I'd say Lost Temple has not been a competitive tournament map for over 15 years. So we have to go back to those days. In those days, Undead players avoided playing Lost Temple against Orc ever. They would ban the map if they could. They would ban Lost Temple, they would ban Knollwood, they would ban Maelstrom, any map that had a healing fountain. So to see this in itself is incredibly unique. And when they played there, Orc would always win. And how would Orc win? Blade Master, grunts, creep the middle of the map. Back then it was a double burrow tech. Now Lynn is single burrow tech. So with single burrow he only has 1 grunt. He cannot take the bigger camps like this one and the middle. Additionally, in 2020, Blizzard made some balance changes that were much deserved and good for the game, I think. Undeads can now fast expand. Why? Sacrificial Skull is an item you can purchase from the Tomb of Relics since 2020, and it's a 50 gold item that drops a small amount of blight without needing to have prior buildings there. That blight has the ability for you to make a ziggurat and then a Nerubian tower before the gold mine finishes and spreads its own accursed ground. You could always do this, but Sacrificial Blight Skull used to have a prerequisite of making a graveyard, which is a 225 gold building that you otherwise do not need with a ghoul fast expand. So it was just really hard to expand. Essentially, besides the 200 or so gold that the gold mine cost, you needed 225 in order to protect it with a Nerubian, and you see how useful that Nerubian tower is.
Hey,
so
man.
Essentially a tier 1 expansion. What up, guys? Thank you for the raid, Neo. Essentially a tier 1 expansion for Undead because of the graveyard requirement used to cost about 450 gold. No other race had to spend as much on the tier 1 expansion. But because the change of 2020, the graveyard can now come after you're mining with the Nerubian defense. So way back when, Undeads avoided this map against Orc because they couldn't fast expand. But now, especially in this position, Happy can put in a fast expansion and then be like, what? You're going for like units? You're creeping the middle of the map a bit? Cool, I'm mining with 2 bases. Good luck. Time pressure is now on Orc. And so the thing about Blade Master, normally Blade likes to not fast expand. He cannot defend fast expos. Farseer can, Blade cannot. Blade needs tier 3. Blade needs Shadow and TCs to support him. Blade Master wants Lightning Orb to be very, very scary. But that is a lot of preparation, a lot of late game investments that are not easy to make this early. Oh my god, wait, what? Why is Happy here? Happy did not scout! He did not scout again! So he thought it's forced cross map. But this version of Lost Temple does not have forced cross map. Or he 50-50 guessed and assumed based on something that Lyn is across the map. Okay, so TC got surrounded. Blade frees him with the Windwalk displacement utility. By taking the same position as TC while he has phased movement from Windwalk, then attacking, becoming unfazed, you've got 2 bodies inside of each other. Don't think of the Spice Girls song. And they cannot be there, but the status quo remains until someone moves. The first person that moves gets displaced to the next legal location. And so the blade goes inside a unit that's surrounded. Then the second unit moves, and then he gets displaced out. And this is how you can free one of your own units with a Windwalk incision. So with the 4 unit production buildings and that second bestiary, it seems that Lyn has made his decision. He's going to have 1 Spirit Walker, and now he's going to try and mass raiders with pillage. This is so incredibly impossible. He's going to try and basically bum rush. And upon seeing that, or maybe even before, Happy is making a lot of towers. Right? Double Spirit and Nerubian. Nice building blockers in front. He now knows from seeing this, you're all in. It takes a more experienced player to recognize this. I don't know if everyone that sees this be like, Lyn is not going to expand, right? Because I could imagine someone would say, why didn't Lyn counter expand, right? But first of all, location is hard. He didn't clear the expo. There's a huge time lag between when Happy expanded and when you could expand it for the first time. And then of course now with the investment in Double Bestiary, there's definitely no money to expand anymore. By the time your expo is almost done, he's gonna have 70 population, Ghoul Frenzy, Fiend Destroyer. Even now, I really don't see any chance for Lyn to do serious damage with what he has. But the rather rare Spirit Walker these days in this matchup does offer a severe micro advantage. Because Coil Nova cannot have a good effect against someone that is spreading 50% of all damage received to all other Spirit-linked units. And the Healing Fountain remains a strong tool. To a degree, if you have map control, which Raider and Spirit Walker give you until Destroyers come out, Healing Fountain is almost as good as an expansion, because you have no costs on healing. Blades is gonna try and creep steal. He does not get the creep steal. He does get the creep steal on the 3rd hit! On the 3rd hit? Oh no! No! Oh, the Dust of Appearance, Coil level 1, Frost Nova. He loses the blade. He did not get the item, which is a Mana Stone from the Rock Golem. He did get the XP, and it was quite, let's say, undeserved, because he got it on the 3rd hit, which is kind of a freak accident. Not the big Windwalk backstab. But anyway, he loses the blade. He comes in. He's gonna pillage. Does he have pillage? No pillage! He has no pillage! Is he upgrading it now? Yep, of course. Such a classic. Uh-oh, classic. So he's got Shockwave, and he's just going for... Imagine if he had Pillage. Do you know how much money this would give him? 300 gold and 200 lumber or so. He used his Greater Heal Pod. He's trying to run away, and he's not going to be able to survive. Oh, Coil! He went out of range of the coil. So he didn't kill any acolytes, right? So that's a pretty cool kill, actually. You know, now I'm thinking if he didn't lose that Blade Master, he might actually pull a win out of this. Because although Happy is still mining with 10 workers, because he's over upkeep, that's 140 gold. That's 140% income, and Lin at 50 is at 100% income. So really, Happy's only mining 40% more. And now he's back to the Stone Ages with a 30% Necropolis and a 20% progress towards Halls of the Dead. All he's got is a town portal, bunch of units, no upgrades, no destroyers, no Orb of Corruption, and there's Healing Fountain control for Lin. He did not lose his TC, which was very fortuitous for him, but he did lose his Blade. And now his burrows are under attack, even though he had the money and the time to get fortified defenses. So we're gonna get some unnecessary burrow losses here. Happy tries to find a window to punish Lin back, attack his own base back, see how you like it. And just imagine, this would not even have been a valid counter for Happy had fortified defenses been a thing. He saves the third burrow, the fourth one died, but the third will survive, and he kills his statue, but loses a raider. Overall, a very good move by Happy, who cannot even rebuy a town portal from the Tomb of Relics, by the way, because he doesn't have tier 2. Not yet, anyway. So he's been at 57 population this whole time, and now suddenly you look around Happy's base. There are no creeps to be taken all the way around his base. He would have to venture into the corner, the other corner, the Ogre Lord, or all the way to the north side with Lin right below him. Not easy, actually. Raiders have one attack upgrade. Still no fortified defenses. Tier 3 is coming around, and then he can go Tiny Great Hall. I actually feel like Lin is in the lead now. He comes in with his blade. He's gonna get, of course, Nerubian, and you must expect Happy not to lose Acolytes to this, because Nerubian, you need like 5 hits. What reaction speed do you think he has? Against most Undeads, they'll probably lose that Acolyte, but not against Happy. But now Shockwave though, aha! It's all part of the plan! And this time Pillage is available, but without Speed Scroll or TP, Lin doesn't feel that good about actually committing this time. And Necropolis also is not as big of a prize as the morphing Black Citadel was before. And this Raider doesn't have Spirit Link, nor did the first one that died. So there's definitely a kind of impetuousness quality to this attack. Those Raiders should have had Spirit Link, and then they would be able to be heal scrolled by the blade much more effectively. So this is an extremely inefficient fight by Lin that he really shouldn't have lost as many units as he did. Happy is doing what he can without the rather important tools of Destroyers and Orb of Corruption. We're getting some good kills from both. This is a slow Great Hole despite the existence of Tier 3. In fact, Tier 3 has not yet been used for Lin. Ideally, he would have timed his Tier 3 finishing with a tiny Great Hole, but he felt like it was more important to try and hit a pre-Tier 3 timing attack. Now, he still killed a lot. Happy's army is pathetic. It's a bunch of unupgraded ghouls and fiends with no frenzy and no burrow and no attack and no armor, and he doesn't have Orb of Corruption. He's got almost no items. Meanwhile, TC, 2 items, Blade, now Lightning Orb and 4 other items. And all that Happy needs to do, all that Lin needs to do is get his expansion up, and he's just massively in the lead. But Happy is finally getting something, anything, and it's the Ogre Lord level 7. This is a huge power spike increase for him. One of the worst items he could get, Cloak of Flames. Even though DK does have large surface area against Blade TC Grand Raider, DK generally doesn't want to position in such a way that he gets maximum cloak value. So it's mostly just going to be a sell. He TPs, I would assume, here. What? Right on top! Did not expect that. Instantly Coil Nova kills a walker, focuses the second walker. I guess that's one way to engage. Coils it as well. Is heavily prioritizing killing over saving. Many Raiders are low. They're not dropping to the Healing Fountain fast enough. That's some really important kills by Happy. This is a fight on Blight, which means undead units have 4 times the natural regeneration of orc units. 2 per second instead of half per second. And even though the healing fountain could heal more, many of those units never made it back home. So Lin lost many. And right as his expansion is finally finished, which by my intuition is 6 peons away instead of 5, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's why he brought 6 workers, because he realized he built it too far. But it might just be a perspective thing from my zoom levels. It's probably just fine. Wait. No, I am right. This is a 5.5 or 6 peon distance. He built it 1 slot too far? No, I'm wrong. Well, no. There's sometimes some gap where a peon isn't in the mine, see? There it is! Anyway, it's fine. He's mostly equalized in income. Is he gonna sell the Cloak of Flames? He still has it. I'm surprised he's not selling it. He has Orb of Corruption. You know what? I think he actually sees the value in Cloak of Flames. 10 damage per second to all nearby enemy land units. 10 damage is 10 damage. I've got TP, which is invulnerability. I've got Ring of Protection plus 4. Total 30% damage reduction, 900 health. Let's get some bonus damage in. Oh, Claws of Attack plus 12. Give it to Blade right now, right now. There we go. Claws plus 12, Claws plus 5. He harasses the peons at a very nice time, right before it really started to rack up in income. He's gonna TP in 3, 2, 1. There we go. And he can do another Nova, kill the peon. He kills the burrow actually, which is really cool because he figures that burrow might be instrumental to you growing your army. And based on the amount of creeps that are no longer available around Happy's base, I don't think he's creeping anymore. I think he's gonna push as large of an army as possible, maybe pick up a 3rd hero and go all in. And so he wants to make sure that Lin can't make any units right now. I think he's just gonna ramp up for another attack into the expansion. But I can't believe how much of a game Lin is making out of this after being 1 base versus 2 almost the entire game. And then also losing his Blade Master at that Goblin Merchant moment. And Blade is now ferocious. He's gonna... Oh! You see that ensnare? Do you know why that ensnare pulled the Destroyer forward? When there's no terrain directly underneath the flyer. Because the Destroyer was over this cliff, it pulls it all the way to the Raider. A displacement of like 2000 range. Because the Raider can walk away and it'll go to where the Raider is. Which is a really broken mechanic that if I was an Orc myself as a main, I'd be really upset about it. So like, if a Destroyer is here, and you ensnare it from here, it's fine. It goes down here. But if it's here, it goes yoink all the way over here. And the same is true if the Destroyer is over your own fiends or statues. So this Destroyer is fine, but now he's over the fiend and it's not fine. So when you get ensnared on a Destroyer and you feel it, you should quickly, very counterintuitively, remove your own fiend one step. So it doesn't get pulled forward. Meanwhile, we have Lin transitioning to Wyverns. You know, it's interesting. I'm sure it would have been Headhunters in the past. But because of his recent Wyvern fascination, he's now adding Wyverns instead of Headhunters and Berserkers. Invul to guarantee the War Stab. A lot of Destroyers killing Wyverns. Good kills by Happy. Oh, he focuses the Shadow level 1. Instant death. War Stab gets 5 units. Very good focus fire by Happy. It's actually insane, these fights. He's better than anyone else at these fights. He knows what to focus. He doesn't need any time to think about it. You see very few failed movements. Very few steps back and forward. Just focusing the right thing every time. Lich is going to die? Question mark. No! 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 He dared to give TP to Lich and activated the town portal, all while she was like 15 life. All while that last blade hit could have been a crit. That was so sick. Just try to do it yourself. Right click your TP, drop it on your Lich, and then start hitting the key for TP. All while Blade and TC are actively chasing. You gotta make sure your Lich is walking away enough so he doesn't get hit by Blade again. But your DK can catch up enough to still give TP. Because if your own hero is running away and you give it TP, the TP pass will fail and you need to reissue the command because he's out of range by now. So you can only give TP when you're passing by your hero in parallel, or walking towards them, or when they're stationary, not when they're walking away from you. So you gotta walk your Lich away to survive, give the TP, and then as your DK gets nearer, you must hit stop on your Lich or walk towards DK, and then start spamming the TP hotkey where you know it's gonna go. So if you look, the TP will go top left. If you had Orb here and Circlet here and Ring here, then the TP would go here. You would need the hotkey that corresponds to this button. This is why pro players always put their top left icon vacant and put all the permanents below, so that when you give an item, it goes to the same predictable location of top left every time. So it's always the same hotkey. Anyway, that was a sick TP save. He gets the Cyclone. There's no Dispel anymore. He can Cyclone the TC away and fight without his disruptive level 3 War Staff. Huge damage coming in here from Lin. He loses his Shadow again. Shakazan is feeding. That was a very interesting attack here by Lin, who is about 10-15 population down. He's fighting on Blight. TC has Mana Potion. Where is he going? He has no TP. He's gonna make a stand. What's he gonna focus? DK? I think he's just focus DK. No, he's gonna kill something else. There is no invul on TC. This silence protects the Lich. Coil is available. He has Cyclone. He can use Cyclone on Blade. Cyclone! Oh, he uses it on TC and he doesn't coil. Oh no. Is Lin gonna win this? Oh my god, he kills DK5. He kills the Lich 4. This is insane. So much damage. Destroyer's damage is okay, I guess, but it's nothing impressive. And without Orb, he's still mining. 46 pop against 62. There's still a much larger army for Happy. He's gonna send a unit to the tavern. He's gonna cancel everything he's doing right now and rebuy the Lich from the tavern. Happy is one of the greatest tavern hero rebuy addicts. And even he is remaking his level 5 Lord Darkside from the altar and rebuying Lich from the tavern. He knew he couldn't afford both. But look at this. Had Lin known or intuited that the Dark Ranger was bottom left, it wouldn't have done anything. She has TP. Okay, never mind. I didn't know she has TP. That's very safe play by Happy to actually get a TP, because I could imagine he might save resources and not do that. So this altar is gonna die, right? He sees that it's burning the 2 fires, so he knows there's a hero of imports coming out. So he cancels the DK. He's gonna rebuy it here, but it's like 760 gold. So he needs another little bit, 780 maybe? There we go. Oh, it was lumber he was lacking. It was more like 600 gold, but he needed the lumber. Has exactly enough. 67 pop. DK comes out. Blade. Searching. Hunting. Critical level 3. With an average damage of like 60. 304 crit. Where's the Shadow? He hasn't died in a while. Oh, there it is. Has a Claws of Attack, Dust, and Heal Salve. 475 health. He's half life after a single coil. This mine ran out. This mine has 1600 gold left. Lin's expansion, 8000 gold left. So we have 61 pop Lin against 68 Happy. With Lin having another 7000 gold on the expansion, which is a period of about 11.5 minutes that he will be mining and Happy will be not. So after 2 minutes, when this mine runs out, that's the final moment that Happy would be happy to fight. 2 minutes, which means not necessarily now. He goes up to get some of those creeps that are still in the top of the map. He has a town portal, so he can come home if Lin decides to go for a base attack. TC is very high level, almost level 6. Shadow, almost level 2, which will give him a bit of strength gain and therefore a bit of health, and also gives him access to a level 1 healing wave. DK actually separates himself so he doesn't steal XP. He wants Lich level 5, which won't be enough from this camp, I don't think. No, it will be. He's gonna get Lich level 5 from this camp. Tome of Knowledge. The Sacred Texts. Pillage attack. He has One speed scroll to get away. Upgrades 0-0 on Fiends. Go straight for the Lich. Cannot get his blade on top of the Lich. Oh, he can't get his blade. Look, it's all running around. Finally, his blade makes a connection. But now blade is under attack. He does have invul. He's just gonna coil the Lich over and over, frost armor himself to try and stay alive. And the Lich will actually die, but so will Blade to a revenge coil. TC is now level 6. Good luck getting value out of that ult. He's gonna be the last that gets focus fired. Raiders, ultimately not strong fighting units. They're great for control, but they control you so that the Blade can hit you, but now there is no Blade. What control do you think we have? Asks Saruman. Asks Saruman to Gandalf. What hope is there? 54 pop, mine almost empty, 250 gold left. Happy is in overdrive, he's chasing, he's killing. Kodo Beast with the Fiend in digestion will never live to feel what it feels like to get those calories committed permanently to his fat reserves. He dies, the Fiend is saved. Surround on the Shadow? No, he's just gonna kill the Wyvern and play it safe. Where's the Lich, by the way? Is the Lich still dead? Yeah, it's still dead. And he can't remake it because no altar. So he unsummons the mine, unsummons the shop, gets his Lich back. There's still 2 crypts. He could sell one of them if he wanted to. Currently Happy is not mining, and like I said, Lyn still has 10 minutes of mining. His hero is back. And judging by his mana and health, I feel like he tavern rebought that. Which I would have to check to be sure, but 58 pop, 39. Don't be surprised if there's a sudden ending. I'm looking at the replay time. I don't think there should be a sudden ending, but... Okay, I actually thought he was gonna leave without a fight, whoever was gonna lose. Damn. But there is gonna be a fight, so you will see the winner soon, whoever it's gonna be. Oh! It's not the Shadow Hunter! And the Blade has an invul, but he has no health to save. 42 pop. Runs in. Okay, alright. Wow, that was a bad time for the Shadow Hunter. I can't believe this game, man. It's so hard to play from that position. First of all, it's so hard to play from Lyn's position, where you're 1 base versus 2, and you never get, like, Acolyte kills. You're just completely getting outmined. But then it's so hard for Lyn to play, after Orc has Healing Fountain control, Raiders and Spirit Link, and you don't get to have tier 3. You just have DK3, Lich 2, and a bunch of slow ghouls and fiends. And you're like, okay, what next? There's no creeps around here. What a bad map for me to need to play on. But he just got to run unopposed to Lyn's burrows because Lyn was not protecting them enough. I honestly feel like if Lyn had 45 defenses with that 500 gold, 500 lumber bank, he would have won this game. It's a small change in the grand scheme of things, but put together, the momentum it would give. Overall, it was an incredibly close game and very well played by both. Incredible. 2-1 for Lyn. Happy takes back a map. Let's go to game 4. Alright guys, here we go. Game 4 between Happy and Lyn. Happy just managed to win the 3rd map on Lost Temple in scintillating fashion. And here we have game 4. It's a best of 5, so if Happy wins this one, we're gonna get to see a 5th game between the 2 of them. 4 Acolytes, Crypt, Altar. It's gonna be a Ziggurat, and then he'll make his 5th Acolyte, and then presumably 6th Acolyte. It's Turtle Rock. It's Turtle Rock. We don't see an early barracks this time, so it's not going to be a Blade Master opener this time around. This is a very good map for Farseer Wyverns. Now, I've always felt so. I used to play Farseer Grunt opening. You creep the turtle, creep the other turtle, you're level 2. If you're lucky, you get 2 Mantles of Intelligence. Back then, it was often double burrow tech, which is very slow. That's like 2 minute 35, 2 minute 45 tech. And then you would go like 5 grunts. You rush level 3 Farseer. You start harassing Acolytes, and you go double Bestiary. And then you start making Mass Wyverns. It was a very effective build against Undead. But these days, faster and faster techs by all players is more common. Almost harkening back to the Reign of Chaos days, where it was a lot of fast tech as well for Orc. Maybe not for Night Elf. Night Elf made archers, and archers kind of slapped. The Headhunters weren't quite as good. So it is a Farseer opening. Let's occlude the map in Fog of War and begin. Last I recall, Turtle Rock was historically a very good Undead map. Does that remain true for the current meta?
Players' forces are under attack.
Undead really likes Turtle Rock against Night Elf and Human. But against Orc, it's a little bit more even. I do think it's a relatively good Undead map, for even against Orc. And definitely over the years, it has been one of their more favorite ones, if you compare it to worse maps, such as Echo Isles and Lost Temple and Knollwood. But I'd say it's pretty even these days. There's a lot of elements that make it good for the one race and for the other. I feel like it's quite a well-balanced map for the matchup. Every creep goes to Happy. He did not get robbed. The wolf chased down the Acolyte, and he did not get the kill. It went to the creeps. Nerubian Tower. A defensive structure that deals cold damage and slows enemy units as well is being constructed. And we can see that there is a 0 barracks play by Lin. Does Happy know this? He did scout once. He may know. I did not make mental note of when that was. This thing where Happy is harassing the Farseer a bit, I actually like this quite a bit. When I play Farseer harass on ladder and the Undead hit my Farseer back rather than completely ignoring him, I feel like that's a good play. You can also put 1 skeleton on the Farseer and it's quite nice. I'm actually surprised Happy doesn't do that more. Because Orc cuts the Voodoo Launch from their build oftentimes, hitting Farseer has long-lasting effects to their ability to be aggressive. And I'm actually quite surprised, happily, that Lin responds to his Farseer dropping under 300 health by an earlier Voodoo Launch. So this is a building he likes to cut from his build when he doesn't get hit at all, but if he gets hit, he makes it. Interesting. Right? And the advantage of not building it is you can Shadow, double Bestiary, tier 3, third Burrow, all seamlessly, and then you can seamlessly make double Wyvern, and then you make the Voodoo. So if you make the Voodoo earlier, one of those things is slower, like 10 seconds slower. There's the double Bestiary. Note how he now does not have the lumber for tier 3. Had he not made the Voodoo Launch, he would tier 3 right now. So if you are a study of war as a Happy here, you would always hit the Farseer more. If you're just playing, like you're just random ladder guy, right? You're playing, you're getting harassed. You're not overthinking all these things. But if you become a student of the game, then you see that in the opponent's build, everything has cause and effect. Oh my god, what a wonderful steal. Farseer got the last hit on that Turtle 4. He might even kill the Ghoul because the DK cannot reunion with the Ghoul. Oh! Yeah, he's gonna get the Ghoul. Bam! That's a Turtle 4 and a Ghoul. 104 experience. Simply from one level 4 creep and a Ghoul. Did I say 104? It's 108. Against 330. He's got 1/3 of the XP Happy has without using any units or losing any units. Double Wyvern in production. We have a Heal Salve and a Clarity being used on the Farseer. Tier 2 is here. Tier 3 can be started now. Presently. Lich is on the way. There we go, tier 3. Bit of aggressive creeping from Lin. She's gonna focus the DK that has a healing pot. Oh, he knew exactly what's gonna happen. Wow. Very ready. Can still focus him more, but with the wolves dropping lower, Happy got what he needed. He's here not because he can kill anything. He's here spending resources, heal pots and coils. But he's here because he doesn't want to let Lyn creep this Ogre level 3 for free. Although he is losing, he decides it's worth it because he stopped creeps. He stopped gold gain from the creeps. Every resources get traded in a game like this. So that's still 3 hexes. That's still heal salves that need to be spent. All he lost is a ghoul and a potion.
Players' forces are
Which is still more than what Lyn lost. But it's difficult to measure the value of mana and momentum and items and so on in the long run. So he doesn't want to give anything for free, and he didn't. Meanwhile, first Gargo comes out, Slaughterhouse. Second Gargo in production. That's what Pobelter was teaching me when I was learning League of Legends half a year ago. He kept enunciating the importance in lane. Ah, get the ogre. He kept enunciating the importance in the mid lane of League. Don't give anything for free. Every single auto attack, every creep, your creep, their creep, every movement. Don't give anything for free. And it's such a good lesson. And Happy's doing that. Can he win this fight? No. But does he want to give this camp for free? No. So he's gonna stay on the fringes, undercommit, and just trickle in damage. He got 2 hits on the Wyvern with the Lich, only got 1 hit back from Shadow. It's actually so expertly demonstrated here by Happy, this principle. Just steals the Ogre Warrior. That's like 48 experience stolen. Coil, a little bit too far away. Nice try. Ah, he was so close to having enough cooldown to steal the Ogre Mage. You know, Frost Nova is a spell that casts instantly. It's the best creep stealing spell in the game. But turn rate exists. When Lich had CD, he started the animation of trying to Frost Nova, which is normally instant. The only reason it wasn't instant is because he had to turn from facing this direction to this direction. Otherwise, he would have stolen the Ogre Mage and the associated 105 XP minus 20%, which would be... What's 20% off 105? That's 21 less. 89? Oh, let me see. 85. 84. He would have stolen 84 experience with the Lich had he Frost Nova'd that. Because he's level 1. But to Shadow and Farseer, who are level 2, it would not have been worth 84 XP. It would be worth 30% less than 105. So a little bit less, however much less. So it's a swing of about 150 experience. Wait, DK? DK dies? He's gonna lose Lich too? It's a Scroll of the Beast, Ghoul, Gargoyle, Lich, DK fight. And they both have Scroll of the Beast, in fact. And that's how DK died so fast. Oh, wow, wow. Oh my god, this was a catastrophic fight. And I kind of missed how it began because I was talking about meaningless numbers no one cares about. Or at least that you do care about, but only passively. It's like a toxic mindset towards numbers, you know? Be seen, not heard. Oh my god, I want to be appreciated for my true, authentic self, says the numbers. But no, just be quiet, be on the background. And be pretty. Give me XP, I don't want to hear the details of it. Nice creeping by Lyn, he got level 3 Farseer now. Bam. That's Acid Bomb on 4 out of 5 Wyverns. Lich is back from the altar. He's gonna come in, he has a Frost Nova in 1 second. It's gonna be a big Frost Nova. There we go. Acid Bomb and auto attacks, getting a lot of damage on those Wyverns. Ghouls are accidentally over-eagerly engaging with the turtle level 7. Envenomed Spears, very scary for the destroyers. He can be very judicious with his coil because there's no hex to remove the perfect coil timing. So he knows his Lich can be safe. He uses the coil on a Wyvern instead of saving Lich, because he knows Lich can remain safe. Many players would accidentally move their low lich back into fight and lose it in a silly way. Not happy. He's staying on the fringe so he can get XP. And maybe a Nova in some time? Nobody wants this tome? Ah, there we go. I know that there's like one person on YouTube or Twitch chat that during all of this couldn't focus on the fight because there was a tome here. They missed every single auto attack exchange. They're just thinking, pick up the tome! Just take the tome! Me? That's me. That's you guys. Yeah. I missed both. Oh, nice. Double clarity on Shadow. What are the upgrades? 2 attack upgrade coming for Wyverns. He said 46 population, 2 bats and 5 Wyverns. Currently has 1 attack. It's going for a second. We have a potion of greater invulnerability on the Lich. It's just called potion of invulnerability, but I think it's weird not calling it greater because the smaller one is lesser. So if one is lesser, the other is greater, right? Got some Starbucks venti business going on in reverse here. There's only lesser and just instead of small, medium, large. Yeah, not really much of a fighting army here for Happy. He's getting some nice acid bomb, but he doesn't have the mana to fight. Hex will be available in about 7 seconds. Some body blocks are looking pretty sweet too. Gargoyle now got hit, and Venom Spears on units last 25 seconds, so that Garg will be 1 HP guaranteed for the next 20 seconds. Meanwhile, it's still making an imposition on the statue's mana and regeneration. Such a waste. He's mopping the floor while the tap is open and doth overfloweth the sink. But he keeps mopping, wasting effort. The futility of the statue. A sad story of affairs of the nowadays era of Envenomed Spears gargoyle trauma. Meanwhile, population count for Happy pretty low. He's got 500 gold in the bank. I feel like he forgot to produce for a good period of time. Yep, DK does have the Orb of Corruption. That's a very good point, Flat Earth Jaswa. That's what he's been doing. A DK Orb. Now all 3 heroes can attack air. Oh, he's gonna do a big metamorphosis. Nice. Killing a Wyvern instantly. 2 Wyverns down. He's lost a Destroyer and a Garg. And a second Destroyer also went down to that fierce double focus fire with the 2 attack upgrades. So, it's just coming down to us now, say the heroes of Happy. And they're doing a good job. At some point, Undead hero levels and Alchemist. I can't really say Undead hero levels, right? Because Alchemist is not Undead yet. Anyway. Oh! He's gonna find it! Oh, this was so smart by Lin. His heroes on the retreat and the Destroyer with a false sense of complacent safety flew in a direct line towards his heroes. It's rare to catch Happy out like this, but Lin, big braining, remembered. He remembered a Destroyer disappeared somewhere around here. And he went to seek him and he was paid off handsomely. That's a 5 population, 300 gold unit. Anyway, at some point when the Undead heroes plus Goblin Alchemist get high enough in levels, they can start beating the Wyvern army by themselves. That's right. Drum rolls. Ba-doom-ch. I sometimes feel sorry for chat when someone makes a pun, because I realize how much I make chat cringe every time I make one.
A player's forces are under attack.
Goblin Alchemist is gonna be level 3. What does he get? Ruined Bracers. Not very good. You know, you might be fooled into thinking it might work on Envenomed Spears, that it's some kind of global magic resistance, but it doesn't. It's only spells. I used to think that it works against talents. You know what? I feel like this used to read magic damage. I'm
Players' forces are
99%
under
sure that Ruined Bracers throughout most of Warcraft said reduces magic damage. And they changed it for Reforged to accurately reflect what it does. Yes, it did. Yes, yes, yes. So I always kept Ruined Bracers against Demon Hunter, Beastmaster, Tinker with Factory. And the only thing it was actually doing was taking off 20, 40, 60 damage from Mana Burn.
Town is under siege.
Which is garbage, not worth the money. Because I thought it worked against Druids of the Talon, and I never had the science to actually try it out. I trusted Blizzard. They said magic damage, so I kept it against Druids of the Talon, who do magic damage. Joke is on me. Woe is me. It was only against Mana Burn. Luckily it says spell damage now, so that new Warcraft 3 players will not make the mistake of keeping a spell bracers against Demon Hunter, Beastmaster, Druids of the Talon. That's surely gonna get you some wins, this newfound knowledge. So, usually Lyn does this with a couple of units to either kill some acolytes, force and control Happy to come home, and also to force a Spirit Tower. But Happy... Oh my god, a destroyer flew into the Bat Rider and Wyverns and just lost. That's not worth it for Happy. Kills another acolyte. So Happy is keeping his hand strong and is not getting that Spirit Tower. Finally he does. Okay, he really didn't want to do this because he's used to this. So Lyn with this build doesn't continually mass lane. He doesn't build 6 towers and go 6 Bat Riders and liquid fire shenanigans as noobs or content creators might do. He usually does this only for a short period of time. So then usually Happy makes Spirit Tower, and that Spirit Tower is even a trigger for Lyn to stop doing it. So Happy was actually calling his bluff, game of chicken, didn't make it, and is getting punished with continual follow-up losses. And this is the most commitment I've ever seen Lyn do to this bit. And now with wolves as well. It's becoming a real problem, and Happy's ignoring this is becoming very uncomfortable. The acolytes are currently wondering. It's like, hey, you're our landlord. Shouldn't you be fixing this leak? We're leaking acolytes here. Oh, the peon thought that the creeps are cleared, but they're not. It's quite safe. Here, hold the ring, Frodo. It's quite cool, you know. Ah!
A player's force.
What do the words on the ring say? I don't know. It's super hot. All right, peon. Next peon, go here. Go expand. It's quite safe, you know.
A town is under siege.
Ooh, the Coil Nova, 1 HP on the Wyvern. Not quite enough, and the heal wave level 3 coming in clutch. It's gonna focus the Alchemist, who has a potion of invulnerability. But the unit difference is pretty extreme. Do have some nice levels now on Happy. The upgrades. 2-1 against 0-1. DK. Devour? Devour! Oh, he didn't devour on time. DK dies. Wow, Lyn just ran over him. Just ran a train on him big time. I guess that's what 71 population against 49 does. That softening up, distraction, ziggurat, acolyte killing Wyvern move he did was followed up so well with a unit pop count explosion and a follow-up fight. He crept his heroes to level 5-5 around the map. He destabilized Happy's economy right before a strike. Do the same move and harass acolytes and then wait 5 minutes and see how much it actually mattered. Not much. But follow up right afterwards in a fight with a Happy who did not anticipate the problem, and he was able to close it out. 3-1. Lyn wins the series 3-1. Incredible performance. He's been playing so well. And let me actually take a look at the ELO standings now.
Okie dokie. Less than 3.
ELO Warcraft 3. Because Happy has been rank 1 all this time. And the last 2 series Lyn won. Yeah, he's rank 1 now. Rank 1 in the world. Overtaking Happy. Then Fortitude, Orc, Undead, Human. With the first Night Elf being colorful at rank 7. Is Night Elf underpowered? Very good series between Lyn and Happy. GG.